The Rams, they would win for the third straight time, and they've already won the Varsity 4 and the Second Varsity 8. They are coxswained by Olivia Blyler. Then it's Anna Sampson in the stroke seat. Emily Winslow is next. Sarah Dudinsky, Catherine Gillies, Kathleen Castle, Catherine Usher, Janae Alexander, and Kira McCulley round out the lineup for Rhode Island. George,
attention, go.
27 points on the line. The Atlantic 10 women's rowing varsity 8 grand final is underway. The winner here puts their team in great position. Again, the winner here, if it's Rhode Island, clinches it for the Rams. George Washington and UMass still with a chance at the championship and the NCAA bid as well. Right now, from left to right on your screen, it's UMass, St. Joe's, Rhode Island, George Washington, Dayton, and George Mason. And it is a good start for both Rhode Island and George Washington. And at the moment, it's Rhode Island that has moved out to the lead. So the Rams are cooking right now, trying to go 3 for 3 and sweep this conference championship. Right to left, UMass, St. Joe's, Rhode Island, George Washington, Dayton, and George Mason. Rhode Island in first, Dayton currently in second, George Washington third. Rhode Island's strategy from the start has been to stroke heavy and hard early and build these leads. So far, it has paid off. And basically wire-to-wire leaders and winners in every race they've run today. Again, I mentioned that George Washington had the better time in the prelim, but they were in 2 separate heats, so you didn't get that fair head-to-head comparison. Already a length lead for URI, 500 meters in. This is an outstanding start for the Rams as they look to lock up the conference championship. Again, they need just a first or a second to win the A10 championship. I know that's not what the folks in this boat are thinking about, though. They're thinking about the clean sweep and the win here in Varsity 8.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
They've got their coxswain Olivia Blyler leading them, stroked by Anna Sampson. It is still a length lead for the Rams of Rhode Island. George Washington has kind of walked back a little bit of its deficit to Dayton. Dayton in second. George Washington now only a seat or 2 behind in third.
Is this one of yours?
And it's St. Joe's in fourth. They have about 3 seats on UMass, who's currently in 5th. George Mason has fallen back to 6th. Now, if you're Rhode Island, you've got that open water. You're coming up on the midway point. And the story here for this second half is to contain and defend. Every single one of these Ram rowers can see the other boats behind them now with this kind of lead. So they will know if anyone's making a serious move on them that allows them the opportunity to respond. They're right in the spot you want to be. It's really evening out behind that lead boat, though. Rhode Island in front. George Washington has moved into second. But Dayton's right there for third. St. Joe's and UMass pretty close in 4th and 5th. So a lot of movement still to come. A lot of points still up for grabs. Coming up toward 1,000 meters in, the midway point of this race. Rhode Island in the preliminary round, again, had the second fastest time. They were at about 7:05. George Washington was at 7:03. This is a blistering pace, though, for Rhode Island here. They were unofficially at about 3:21 through 1,000. If they maintain that pace, that would be a 6:42, 2,000 meters. And that would roll them about 20 seconds faster than their prelim. So tremendous rowing at the moment for the squad from Rhode Island to be out in front.
There's another launch of more people.
George Washington has really asserted itself for second here. This team under Marcy Robles has really become one of the top teams in the A10. They were second in 2019, on their way likely to a strong top 2 finish as a team once again. And that announces their presence as serious contenders these future years, trying to knock a team like Rhode Island off the top step. Rhode Island still leading. George Washington second. It is very close between UMass on the right side, and Dayton on the left side in the black in that race for third. If anything, here in this third 500, a UMass move has slightly inched them ahead, but there is nothing separating those crews. And you can't forget about St. Joe's in that mix as well. So UMass furthest right, St. Joe's second from the right, and Dayton all in a serious mix for third. There has been separation of these top two crews, though. Rhode Island still holding that length lead it built over the first 1,000 meters. George Washington still standing at second for now. We have 500 meters to go, and barring one of the biggest comebacks in A10 history, we are less than 500 meters away from Rhode Island claiming its third straight conference championship. See if George Washington has one last surge forward, one final push to challenge Rhode Island, trying to get contact once again. They're still a length behind. UMass on the outside right has moved up even with Dayton for third. St. Joe's just behind in fifth, but all three of those boats are within a couple of seats of each other. It's been a clinic today from Rhode Island. Get out fast and hold the lead. That's what they've done in every single one of the 6 races their boats have been in today. And they're on their way toward another wire-to-wire tremendous performance. That varsity 8 boat, Cox and Olivia Blyer, Stroke Anna Sampson, Emily Winslow in seat 7, Sarah Dudinsky in 6, Catherine Gillis in 5, Kathleen Castle in 4, Catherine Usher in 3, Janae Alexander in 2, and the bow, Kira McCulley, heading toward the finish and heading toward a sweep today at the A10 Women's Rowing Conference Championship. There are those final buoys. Only a few strokes left at this point. Rhode Island and George Washington, your top two. 2 years later, Rhode Island still on top of Atlantic 10. The Rams sweep the conference championship and clinch the auto bid. 3 years running, Rhode Island the dominant squad. George Washington takes second. It was very close for third. We'll wait for the official marks. So the maximum 54 points for Rhode Island, 27 out of this grand final. They sweep the day. Rhode Island is the A10 champion once again. George Washington will finish second overall with 47 points. Another very solid second for the second straight year for the Colonials. Yeah, very close for third as we watch and wait for those official marks to come in. It looks like Dayton does pick up third.
I'd like to recognize the 2021 Atlantic 10 Coach of the Year as voted on by the head coach. This year's recipient from Rhode Island, Shayla Donahoe.